Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. Season 6, episode 7. We're still probably not even halfway, but we're making our way through.
All I'm going to say is nobody from Bravo watches that or listens to this, but can we keep Summer House short and sweet?
That's
that's the beauty of it. I swear to God, if we're going to get more than 14 episodes, I'm going to be pissed.
If it's all Amanda and Kyle arguing.
And then we somehow get a wedding.
The wedding. Did you see my tweets from last night? I was really like, how did we get here though?
I saw some of them. I'm going to look through them while you go through Patreon.
Okay. It's going to be really great. Okay. Let's get into it then. So we have the A&M Podcast Network. Check out this podcast. Also, we do a spin-off off this podcast for Winter House. Season 2 is coming along, but season 1 is live if you want to go listen to that. We have our Vanderpump Rules podcast. It's about the pasta. We have One Season Wonders, which is underrated by all of you because I don't think it gets any listens besides me and Meredith.
You know what? It did get some listens in February. I did see that. So shout out to those people.
Was it
listening.
Bush? Was it the Bush family?
I don't know. I didn't look that
NYC
hard
Prep?
Into it. But you know what? We do have a show we're going to do. So
we do. We just need time. We need Bravo to stop giving us episodes.
I know. It's an all or nothing thing with Bravo these days. We either get all the shows at once or it's a drought.
For nothing. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta because I need y'all to participate in the shit I post or else I feel dumb.
We got some stuff today. I was really trying not to look at the DMs.
We got some stuff. And join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. Also, today I updated everything to Summer House. So
I saw it.
Thank God.
our profile photo of Kyle. I
don't have the artwork for our actual podcast. So I was like, Summer House funny, and that's what came up, and I was like, dope. Okay, so for $1 an episode, you get access to all of our pre-shows that we do, and you get episodes that we record early. So you'll get this one maybe 5 hours in advance. So if you're up at 4 a.m., give it a listen. Just kidding. I have no idea, but you'll get this one early, but that's mostly for episodes that we go back and record.
I was gonna say, join for when we do season 2.
Yeah, which we're about to go back and do old Summer House once this ends, if it ever ends. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to after shows that we do when we go back and do old seasons, so we can still talk about our Bravo news. And also, we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Dustin, Jackie, Kristen, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Kelsey, Mariah, Sarah, Zoe. Woo! All of our faves.
The best. I mean, we truly started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Truly. We know what the bottom looks like.
If you want to know what the bottom is, go listen to 2020 Vanderpump.
Actually, the bottom was just us. We got really happy once Jackie joined. There was a dark period.
Peak, and then I was like, wow, we still climbing.
There was a dark period where no one joined, but we were telling everyone about the Patreon.
It was our Jackie of the episode.
I know. I loved it. Okay. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you will give us your thoughts for the live show. Give it to us. We got some thoughts on this episode. I'm excited to share them at the end of the episode. Join now while you still can. I know Winter House will come in the summer if you want to join $5 then. Honestly, we don't care if you just join for the months when it's airing and then leave.
Yes, we get it. We get the hustle. Yeah.
We get it. Also, we'll pick a patron of the episode. So I've been extremely freaking bad at remembering who I pick when. I need to make a list, and I promise I'll do this maybe for Winter House. I don't know. But I'm going to pick today Tiffany because she gave us this really great message in our Patreon inbox, and I read the whole thing, I promise, but she's very funny and energetic, and I did ask her some kind of personal questions to get her insight because everyone has different thoughts. And
definitely,
she has been married. She's been married before and she has kids, and she was telling me how she has different insights. So I want to hear about it, Tiffany. So message me back. Thank you for your thoughts.
I love it. I love that that's the beauty of this world and how connected it is now, is like you get to hear from other people with different experiences. So it really changes how you see the world. And I really want other people's thoughts, because I go so hard for my thoughts, but I need somebody to change my mind. Like, also, I want you to change my mind.
We're the same. We both grew up in the Midwest. We're the same age. We're in the same grade. We're doing the same things in our career. Like, we both work for corporate America.
We are way
like,
too
we
similar,
don't even
which is
separate
perfect for this podcast. But we need, in a sense, a third person. Actually, and thoughts.
I saw a tweet today that was like, why are all these podcast hosts best friends? You know what'd be interesting? Mortal enemies hosting a podcast together. And I was like, damn it, too bad I like Meredith. We need to get in a fight and then immediately record podcasts.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
So yeah, if you want to be my mortal enemy and start a podcast with me, let's do this.
Well, I feel like it'd have to be someone from our old work, since that's how we know each other. And I'm immediately thinking of people.
Did you know, so this isn't giving anything away, but our old CEO was named Craig. And now all I do,
why did you do that? I knew his name was Craig.
I forgot.
I never thought about him in this show.
I forgot until I saw it on LinkedIn and I go, that seems fake.
I'm gonna make stick people of our work friends, and just every time you talk about a summer house character, I'm gonna give you
we should get Mara on here, because she is our mortal enemy. She was our friend and she decided to hate us.
It's that whole keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, Mara.
So Mara, if you're freaking listening, come join our podcast. Tell us how much you hate us. I'm just kidding. She probably forgot we exist. Anyway, let's get into this podcast that's not about our old work. Okay, so previously on Summer House, we had a bondage party. Andrea's laying on thick with Paige with the wifey talk. Craig hooked up with Kristen Cavalieri. I said her name. So Paige is going to flirt with the hot Italian. Sierra made out with Alex, but Alex is not assertive and kind of fucking lame. So she made out with Carl and said, Carl and Maya became best friends. Carl met this girl named Mackenzie from Love Island, US, which probably sucks, but he's never dated sober, so he's nervous. Lindsay had a miscarriage and she gave up on her list. Maya just came out of a 5-year engagement and she's in her head about talking to guys. Kyle is still drunk and still has a sty. Amanda is still pissed at Kyle. Kyle tells Danielle that the business is the only thing they have in common, and Danielle fucking told the girls, so shit's about to go down.
That was such a good recap. I was like, whoa.
They gave us all of this. I was like, I appreciate us reliving Lindsay's miscarriage, but then I keep thinking something's going to come of this and then nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let's talk about it more.
It's like, here's all this stuff. And then it's like, and what's next?
Like, I don't think Maya talks to one dude in this episode. Why did we get that recap?
I don't know. It made me think, whenever you're just recapping and all, like, you know how sometimes we get it's still to come on this season.
Still to come.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that, but for whatever already just happened. Like, hey, remember everything
this is happened. Everything that's fucking
literally
happened.
Everything happened.
The only thing we can keep reliving is the Kristen Cavalieri, because I'm gonna keep name dropping her till she sues me.
And they can always show me Paige running down the hallway and Andrea grabbing her. You can show me that every episode.
I wish we could relive Craig and Lindsay calling each other losers, because that again was top 5 moments. Anyway. It's Saturday, 10:06 p.m. We're at the bondage party, but Paige has taken a break from being in bondage because she's so upset about the Kyle and Amanda drama. Danielle doesn't know how to help, which this is what you do as a girl. You get back up.
Yes. Well, and I think Danielle recognizes, like, this is not my wheelhouse. Like, she has she's closer friends.
With Kyle, I think.
So if you listen, if you can always pawn this off and find a closer friend, that's the best thing about being a girl. Is you just have to tell the closer friend and be like, who should tell her? You or me.
Paige starts crying because she's in the wedding and she has to say something and it's scary, but it has to be her, which is exactly what Danielle did. Yes. Sly. Amanda,
this reminds me of that wedding you went to where you knew, like, the groom was like a piece of shit, and it's like, well, I'm not really tied to this enough.
I wasn't in the wedding, I just witnessed it, so I just went through. They're still married, so we're hoping. But yeah, Amanda deserves better. We're not gonna say anything tonight, but tomorrow it's fair fucking game on Kyle.
I thought about this and I was like, if this was a housewife show, it would be the complete opposite.
Yeah, it'd be like,
immediately. We have to talk about it tonight.
If we didn't talk about it now, she'd be pissed. And it's like, no, just wait.
Yeah, like this isn't the moment. Let's wait for a better one.
So the party continues. Luke looks like Indiana Jones, which was funny. Kyle cannot believe that, drunk Kyle can't believe that Rob has a buzzed head and his relationship isn't on the rocks anymore. Because the last time,
trying so hard to bond with Robert about bad relationships, but Robert's like, no. I got a new job, a new haircut. I'm way better off now.
Robert's like, I'm actually in love.
I'm really happy.
I show it. I actually
and Kyle's like, man, troubled
like,
relations.
Girls suck. Am I right? So, yeah. I literally wrote down, Kyle doesn't want to be the only one with relationship issues. But Kyle's just upset because everyone has an opinion on his relationship, which I'm sure Robert also does. So Robert says nothing. And then Kyle tells Robert how he blew up to Danielle, but now it's good. And Robert's like, great, cool. I'm going to go back to the watermelon I brought. Thank you, though. So it's 10:25. Luke brings a girl into his red room, and I wish it was me.
I was like, whoa, what's going to happen here? And then it's like nothing.
The nipple clamps. Amanda is feeling herself. Paige's feet hurt in her heels. So she and Sierra go upstairs to their room. And she's still upset that Kyle said the only thing they have in common is the business. That's like the big thing everyone's stuck on.
You can tell Paige is hammered. So she's just like now sad for her friends, but she can't do anything about it tonight.
No. Meanwhile, Kyle is being asked about the wedding and people are like, are you excited? And he's like, it's coming.
He's like,
it's on its way. It's happening no matter what.
Is a thing with a date.
I must go to this wedding that
I'm in attendance. I hear.
I'm in a wedding. Yeah. And then also, meanwhile, Amanda is like, where's my friend? So she starts heading upstairs while Paige is like upset. Luckily, Amanda,
like, shit, she's coming.
I know. Luckily, Amanda's loud enough to announce she's down the hall. And
that
so
is a good thing about girls. It's like,
I know. I'm coming.
Easy to not get caught because like girls are so loud. So I love how they like immediately get up and they're like, we're doing our makeup. We're doing our makeup.
Oh my God. Yeah.
About
Amanda. Like, she's coming. Wipe the tears. 1, 2 in the mirror. Like it was amazing. Amanda walks in. Hi, bitches. No idea her fiance is getting cold feet, it seems like.
And that the whole house knows.
Yeah, and she's busy trying to set up Sierra and Alex, and it's like, honey, this is not the relationship we need to focus on.
Oh my God,
now.
It's so funny that she's like, oh my God, you and Alex, and Sierra's like, I made out with Carl.
I went out with Carl, but you know what? Sierra's fucking single. She's interested in anyone. Go her.
Yeah.
10:48. Andrea handcuffs Paige, and he thinks that Paige got a little freak in her.
Oh yeah, and he may know by some experience. I could imagine that was some good sex.
I think it would probably take, like, you'd have to be comfortable with Paige to get the freak, you know?
Yes, yeah, and I think by the time it was ending with her and Andrea, is probably getting real good.
Yeah, probably. 11:06 p.m. Andrea takes other ladies into Luke's room, which I'm not happy about.
And
he gets handcuffed.
The only good thing is they weren't dressed for the party, so I'm like very confused at who these people are. But I was like waiting for Paige to find him and then get jealous. I kind of wanted that.
I was too. I bet nothing happened from this, but I was still like, damn, my dude.
I'm like, why are we getting the sex dungeon if nothing's happening?
I know. Honestly, I would have been okay with Andrea getting some, just because I would have been like, thank God.
Get a little pissed, get something.
Alex is doing some pours with Sierra straight from the bottle.
He's slowly revving up in his version, but this is like minor stuff that like friends do.
He's like, I'm gonna pour alcohol into her mouth.
She'll know I'm flirting with her.
She'll know. But then some girl comes over to Sierra and is like, hey, you're gorgeous. And Sierra's like, thanks. And this girl is like, have you ever been with a girl? And Sierra's like, no. And this girl is like, are you curious? And Sierra's like, oh shit. And then Alex got out flirted by this bitch.
He's like, I thought I just had to compete with like Carl or some of the guys, but no, I have to compete with girls too.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping Sierra would make out with this girl.
I really thought she was going to.
No gays on Summer House, and I'm upset, except Steven from years ago.
You're so right.
Bunch of straight, mostly white people.
Did you ever watch
Give me the gays.
Did you ever watch 20 Something's Austin?
No, it's on my list.
Okay, you need to, because one of the guys, Kiki is what they call him, is gay, and he's newly gay, so he's like getting out there, and it's I love a baby fun. Gay. Like, I need that energy in this house.
Yeah, I need someone to be curious about their sexuality, please and thank you. So yeah, FML for Alex, no one cares. Amanda helps some girl with her nipple, cover up her nipple. I think her name's Alex because Amanda's been talking to her for a long time. Carl wonders who made out with him. He has no clue. No one's letting this sober dude know.
They were blindfolded, so they don't know.
Can you smell the person?
I think,
is that a weird
I guess
thought?
Carl wasn't drunk, but by the time you're that drunk, I feel like you don't really have a sense of your anything.
Paige is outside in like her skimpy little dress, which I love, little skimpy dress. And Maya is like, hey, Paige, aren't you cold? And Paige tells us, a hoe never gets cold, which I quote from Cardi B, I guess. I didn't know, but I'm always cold. So I am no hoe.
I'm no hoe. I'm always cold as well. And Maya's like, yeah, me neither.
Maya's always cold.
Yeah, Maya's like, yeah, not me.
Maya's really happy she didn't meet anyone at this bondage party because she goes, what does that mean for them? And then she goes, wait, what does that mean for me?
Good point.
Or about me.
Yeah, good point. I feel like some expectations might be there from both sides that may not need to be in a new relationship.
So then it's that time of the night. You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Amanda's really kicking us all out.
Really loving seeing Amanda kick people out because she is like at her peak moment. She's like loving life. And it's the only happy Amanda we get where she's like party Amanda.
She's like, time to go to bed with Kyle. Everyone get the fuck out of my house.
I'm sure she's like, actually, please stay. Like, I have to hang out with just Kyle. Fuck, get out of my house. Or like,
I'm gonna ruin the party.
Go, but please stay. Let's stay.
No, she's like, I'm gonna ruin the party for Kyle. Get the fuck out. Party's over. So yeah, everyone leaves. Meanwhile, Paige is in her bed upstairs and she gets a text from Craig. And of course I watched this live, so I didn't get the whole text, but the essence was, he's like, how was your night? And she's like, good. Like we played this like blindfold makeout game. And he's like, did you kiss anyone? She's like, I made out with Andrea for like a second. And then we go cut to the fire where there's no Luke, but there's a fucking fire. And Lindsay,
we never saw created, which is half the hype.
Yeah. Lindsay calls from the wedding. She looks hot. Lindsay never not looks hot. I'm questioning it.
I appreciated whoever they got, like the wedding videographers, like footage, or if some friend was like, I'll film you for like 2 minutes.
The wedding videographer handed over his video.
Like,
you're right.
Where does this footage come from?
One guy from Bravo had to go to this wedding and just film Lindsay.
I bet they actually told the videographer, like, hey, we need like 2 minutes of just
We'll
Lindsay.
pay you. Yeah. That's great. Anyway, then we get like a quick mini Lindsay break. Then we cut back to the drama where Craig is calling Paige and he's upset because Paige made out with Andrea. And Paige says Craig can't be mad. And then Craig says,
it's weird, you know what? Because he was like, what do you mean by made out? And I was like, made out is not a big term. If she would have said hooked up, I understand. You'd be like, okay, but what does that mean? But she said she made out with him.
And he's like, we made out for like a second in this blindfold game. And then she's like, you can't be mad at me, which is true. You can't be mad at me. And then he goes, I can't come to the house if you're going to be like that. I can't.
Which, okay.
Fucking dramatic ass Craig.
It's not like, listen, if Paige and Andrea never had anything before the house and then this happened, I would understand Craig being like, this is now weird. You're hooking up with someone in your house. But they had a whole fucking like relationship.
You watched them. Yes. You watched them fall in love in Vermont.
Yeah,
we all watched it.
We loved it.
You tried to ruin it, Craig. We know.
We saw you try and sabotage it. It didn't work, and they had a little fling in NYC too.
Yeah.
So this a little kiss
is not a surprise.
Nothing.
So yeah, Craig's like, I'm not going to come to the house if you're kissing someone else.
Which
you know
I'm
what?
not too mad. Like,
yeah,
okay,
I
Craig,
didn't care.
You can stay away.
Paige was the only one upset about this.
I know. The best was Maya's like, stop crying.
Oh my God, we'll get there.
Stop
but
it.
yeah, so then Craig says he has to go to bed and he hangs up, and Paige is so fucking stressed.
He's shook when he hangs up on her.
Bye. Yeah. So, but Craig said they weren't exclusive. That was his point in saying, you can't be mad I hooked up with Kristen because we're not exclusive. But now she goes to kiss someone else and he's like, well,
the only thing
if
I do
it's
have
turned
to say
on me.
is this like similar situation. Obviously, like Paige's is much more minor, but it does show the other person how much they really care about you.
Yeah,
so
it definitely does.
I don't think it's like Craig trying to be a dick. I think he's starting to realize, shit, like I really, really like her.
Yeah, but it sucks that he treats her like this when he really likes her. He should just say, I'm kind of sad you kissed someone else.
Or
should
like
be exclusive.
Just be pissed in the text message and then like just ignore her the rest of the night. Like just be like, I'm upset, and like then talk about it when you're like sober.
Yeah. But you know what? Craig is sleeping with all the blondes in the hills of California, so we don't want to fucking hear
God,
it. Kristen Cavallari.
I love Paige's interviews. She's
good. Not saying Kristen, but she is hinting the fuck out of Kristen.
Here's the outline of this person.
Yeah.
It's basically, here's Kristen without a face.
Yeah, she got it. So then we cut to Kyle. He basically trips over a non-existent hill in the kitchen, which is the funny. I love drunk Kyle.
Wait, earlier we didn't like touch on it, but did you see him take that shot and then he like spit it all out?
No.
He like took a pull from a bottle and like when like and like spit it out. He was like, "Ooh, that was rough." He just is always somehow alone when he's drunk, like at the very end of the evening.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. So they have the choice between BK and McDonald's in the house. They go with Burger King, which I thought was the wrong choice.
I agree, but I feel like every once in a while you're like, wow, Burger King sounds amazing.
You know what? I'll only go for some chicken fries.
And I think they're back, but I also feel like Burger King might travel better than McDonald's. McDonald's fries never.
That's true. If McDonald's fries are cold, it's done.
Whereas Burger King fries are usually a little bit crispier.
That's
true.
I
feel like they can hang on a little bit longer.
You know what?
From a French fry connoisseur.
We love potatoes on this show. So then we cut back to Paige, who literally starts crying. She does that thing where she's like upset and then she goes, and you're like, oh my God, it's either throw up or a sob. I don't know. And it's crying.
Especially when because she was alone when that happened. Like nobody knows what's going on.
No, she's just sobbing. But yeah, she's just crying because he hung up on her. So now it's 11.
If you hear that, I'd be like, okay, and
let's call him. Let's wake him up. That's worse. Let's call him back.
Like, we're crying because he hung up.
Like, gonna cry?
You're a strong, independent woman, baby. Like, get up.
So at 11:57 p.m., Paige is sobbing over that lump named Craig is exactly what I wrote because I'm pissed at this point. And then an hour later, I don't know where this hour went, but the timestamp was Saturday, 12:57 a.m. Burger King finally got here. I don't know how busy Burger King is.
I love that bag. I do have to say that fast food bag made me want Burger King.
Same. So Paige is upstairs crying to Sierra and Maya about how Craig hung up on her. And Amanda comes upstairs with Cheez-Its looking for a party and gets this instead. The boys are maxing on Burger King. Where do you want to be? I know where I want to be.
I did like that Amanda had Cheez-Its.
That's true. So we're back to the girls. Maya's telling Paige to just stop. Literally, just stop. Don't do it.
She's like in her face and she's like, stop crying.
Stop.
We're not crying. Just stop.
Sierra's like trying to comfort her. Amanda's just like bored eating Cheez-Its. And
Amanda,
Maya's like,
whatever she walked in, she was like,
it out.
We're crying over Craig.
She's like, fuck Craig. Or who was it? Sierra's fuck Craig.
Yeah, Maya's in Paige's face being like, stop crying. We're not crying.
Stop crying.
Sierra's like, fuck him. Fuck him. We don't like him.
Cheez-Its are better than Craig. It's just no one is sympathizing.
No one
Craig's
cares.
a lump. Craig's
You're like,
lump of
how
nothing.
Do we get her to bed and just stop this? Because I don't want to participate, but I can't leave her alone.
Someone bring in the hot Italian. Get her over it. Yeah. So fuck Craig, Paige, you're not his girlfriend, who the fuck cares? And then she goes, oh my God, Craig just texted me that he's not mad and he was just taken aback. And Sierra's like, do not answer, just fucking sleep on it. Does anyone like Craig?
I think they're just, I don't think Paige explained why Craig is mad. So it just seems like Craig hung up and Paige is freaking out.
She's drunk.
Yes, that's what it comes off to me as, like, the girls think is like, he just hung up, so Paige lost it. And then it's like, oh, I didn't hang up on you because I'm mad. They have no clue, like, why Craig is why he hung up.
That's even better.
I know. That's why I think they're like, this is dumb. Go to
Paige,
bed.
Stop. Paige, literally stop. No sympathy. Stop.
If one of your friends was like, he hung up on me, you'd be
my
like,
ass would have left.
We're
my
done.
ass would have been like, I'm not hearing this. This is
but
done.
if you were like, oh, he's pissed because I made out with Andrea, I'm so mad I did that and told him, you'd be like, okay, let's solve this problem. You did nothing wrong. Like, you would hype her up.
Yeah, then I would turn into fuck Craig.
Like, I think
leave him.
Yeah, those girls would too. And they'd be like, you did nothing wrong, but they're not saying any of that because
I have no idea.
Come out.
So it's 2:32 a.m. Everyone's going to bed. Sierra has a bunch of gas that's trapped. I feel my girl.
This is sometimes why I'm like, this is why I don't want to share a bed with someone, because not because of being Paige in the situation, but I wouldn't want to be Sierra. I'm like, I just want to hold it.
Yeah, I just want to let it out. Carl says good night to everyone. And Kyle's laying in bed and he lets us all know that he's pregnant.
I'm like, dude, what is and then he gets so large in that blanket. He's like under the covers. And I'm like,
goes up. Puts his hands up.
Oh my God.
And is just pregnant.
Another reason I don't want to share a bed with anyone. And this is why I don't want to have a long-term relationship, because I don't want to share a bed with someone like Kyle for the rest of my life.
You just hear, oh, I'm pregnant.
And Amanda's like, dude, I ate my cheese an hour ago. I want to go to bed.
So it's Sunday, 10:03. The house is absolutely trashed. So you know what that means. Everyone's got to wake up and clean. But no, first Craig texted and said everything's okay. He's just upset. And Sierra says, suck our dicks.
Yeah.
Because
like,
we don't
thanks
about your feelings. You know what, Craig? Your feelings don't matter here because we're not
Craig
exclusive.
Woke up and was like, fuck, I really overreacted here.
Yeah, last night he chose violence. This morning he's not, but it already happened.
How can we be like, it really wasn't a big deal?
Yeah. So Alex is up making a protein shake and dear old Rob wakes up and is the only one fucking cleaning again, which angers me to no end.
It was Alex, Robert, and Danielle.
Yeah, but Robert is
the one who started, and then I think Alex was like,
they joined in later. Yeah,
let me pitch in too. And you know what? I am Alex. I want to be the person who's just dumping out all the drinks. You can bring them all to me, and I'll just stand there.
Yeah. That's the ideal thing. Andrea offers Maya some coffee. She says no, but he offers.
He's really trying, and I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be honest here. It makes me really sad that Maya said no, because I feel like Andrea is justified in never bringing her coffee now.
That's true.
She doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Because she said she doesn't drink coffee. So it's like, it didn't matter.
Well then fuck it. Yeah. Offer me something else. I'm just kidding.
That's true. I guess he could offer tea.
But he's making coffee for the house. If you want tea, get your own tea, I guess.
Amanda took some and she looked so happy. And I feel that moment every morning when I wake up and have my coffee. You're like, yes.
Thank you. I'm Maya. I don't drink coffee. Anyway, Danielle she ditches the cleanup party and goes upstairs to find Sierra and Paige dressed. Well, Danielle was dressed like a 2000s emo girl. She had a costume change last night. It didn't work out. And so
I know she's like, oh, I went to bed before I could make my costume change happen. So I need it to see the light of day.
So now we're going to go from girl talk to guy talk, because Carl's outside with the guys cleaning up and he shares that he made out with Sierra. And he didn't know, but everyone knew. But now he knows. So like, mystery solved.
It was good.
Top 5 hottest makeouts he's had. And Alex looks destroyed. No one cares.
Because I don't really remember seeing him around there when it was happening. So maybe he didn't catch it or forgot about it.
Right next to Sierra. He just, I don't think saw it. He was right there.
God, that's how out of the loop he is on this. Everything happening.
He forgets who's on this show Like he has no idea who he's talking to most of the time.
But yeah, I get it. Like people can be shy, but like if you're going to go after someone, I need you to give more, especially if you're going to go after someone on a reality TV show.
Yeah, work for it. Get rejected. We'll feel bad for you and you'll become a fan favorite. Like it doesn't matter. This was stupid. I don't feel bad for you. Meanwhile, Sierra, she says it's not her proudest moment, but she would totally do it again because Carl's fucking hot.
Oh yeah.
She did dance with Alex, but she's not really feeling his hints. But she was assertive with Carl, so something's happening there.
She's like, I could tell Alex was trying a little harder, but like, when I say I need assertive, do what I did to Carl.
Yeah, grab me and kiss me.
Yes, let's start a game where you basically have to make out with me. That's the thing is, I feel like he needs an excuse to do something. So manufacture an excuse, like spin the bottle happened and she was into it. So like play this game. I think if Alex would have gone blindfolded, Sierra would have kissed him.
Probably because she's single. She'll kiss everyone.
Yes, yeah. So it's like fun. Let's do it.
Get involved.
Yeah.
So then the girls bring up the Amanda thing. We got to tell her about the business comment because that's the big red flag. Ignore all the other red flags. That's a red flag.
But I feel like this is the most down to earth one where it's kind of hard to ignore or like make an excuse for it.
That's true. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go out by the pool and lay out, and we'll casually bring it up.
Yeah,
which I don't think it was brought up very casually, but obviously it was an intervention.
A good like segue. It wasn't just like Amanda, we need to talk.
Yeah, but it still felt intervention-y, and I was like, oh,
yes,
Amanda.
because like everybody's sitting there, and then they all like look and sit at.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It wasn't. It should have been a little less obvious to Kyle. That was
hilarious. Hilarious. So Sunday, 10:58 a.m. Carl just burps up some kombucha and herpes.
Ew.
I thought it was hilarious. Kyle's finally up. Luke is rough. This man did some last night.
That's where he slept.
Yeah, it played him bad. So at 11:37, we get our bikinis on. Maya orders some house breakfast sandwiches for everyone. This is why we love her. Robert cleaned the whole house. He's amazing. He can't find his phone. It's in the bathroom. Danielle finds it because they go number 2, and then they do a cute little like hugging thing that I love. God. Bye, Robert. Okay, so 12:10. The girls are at the pool. Everyone is rough. Amanda's boobs, though, are a 10 out of 10.
They are massive.
Amazing.
And I knew you were going to comment
so tiny. On that. I love her boobs. Okay, so we ask about the wedding. Amanda just says there's a lot of things to get done. We got to check things off the list. And then Danielle expresses that, like, hopefully when they're home, it'll be a little more chill because when they're out here, they seem to fight a lot. And
which I was like,
notice it.
I love how she's like, are you guys just like better at home? And Amanda's like, what do you mean? And it's
what
like,
well,
because you're terrible here.
You're awful here. Nightmares.
Yeah.
And Danielle then tells Amanda that, you know, this weekend Kyle was venting and saying some shit. And Paige then comes in and says she doesn't want Amanda to think they're gossiping, but she wants her to know what Kyle said. And then Paige drops the bomb about the lover boy comment. The only thing you have in common is the business.
Yes.
And Amanda just says, yeah, Kyle says mean shit and it's not fair or right or nice, but he doesn't. He needs to just vent it out. I feel like
she's like his mom explaining why he does mean things to his girlfriend.
I know. She's like, here's the red flag. I'm looking at it, but I don't care.
It is chartreuse. Yeah.
I wish I had said chartreuse. Said it myself.
That's the first like color closest to red I could think of. But she's like, it is a flag and it is a color.
It's close to red, but it's not red. Yeah. But then we have some comedy to break this up. Alex loses 10 pounds every weekend when he's here because they only eat one meal a day. And I want to say, my dude, your ass was huge last episode. What happened?
Well, and like, remember when he eats like 2 pounds of ground beef for breakfast?
That is one meal.
That's not a lot to him.
I don't know. Anyway, but back to girl chat. Paige just wants to see Amanda happy, and she doesn't know if she is. And this is where Paige kind of starts crying because she feels for Amanda, and that's her best friend, and she doesn't want Amanda to feel like that. And then Amanda kind of starts crying and says it's hard because they can't escape their feelings, and Loverboy was something new, so they were able to put aside their problems.
They were excited about it.
This is a shiny new thing we get to add in our relationship, so the problems don't seem as big. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, like they focus so hard on the fun work stuff, and then they put their relationship in the backseat, and then everything became work, which I think she's trying to explain away why Kyle would say that comment. And it's like, but that's still so effed up to actually say it to someone else, even to you. Like,
yeah. And like, I don't care if me and my, boyfriend of 6 years, we have very little in common, right? Sure. Opposites attract, but you should at least be like, we have our love for each other in common.
Shouldn't you say like, we have our love for each other, but all we do is focus on work. Like,
yes, you don't have to phrase it that way.
Yes. And like people say what they mean. So like Kyle means that like all we have linking us together is work, and the fact that we have this lease.
Quick tidbit from Watch What Happens Live. Carl and Lindsay were on, and Carl was asked, what 3 things do Amanda and Kyle have in common besides Loverboy? And he said something like dogs, food. They both love to eat.
Like, no.
And then there was like one other thing, and I was
because you can't even say this show because that's also work now. Like,
yeah, it's bad. They have like the fact that Carl was like, I don't know, like, dogs.
We talked about how Carl and Lindsay, like Lindsay hasn't drank in a while. Like they're living a life together. So like what Carl wants is
aligning with what Lindsay wants, and like, vice versa.
Yes. And so like they're doing things together. So like she doesn't seem to be drinking as much. Yeah. Like, and that's a positive thing in my opinion. Like their lives are clearly converging. And I feel like it's the opposite for Amanda and Kyle. Like Kyle is raging so hard, and Amanda may too, but they're doing it separately.
Yeah. 100%.
Even if they're into the same things, they're not doing them together.
So Kyle sees the girls talking. This is when he starts to peek outside.
He is so nosy because every other guy is sitting down at the table.
He literally,
what are they talking about?
What are they talking about?
See them out there, and everybody else is like,
girl talk.
No idea. Like, couldn't care less.
And the minute Kyle goes out there, they're talking about him.
100%.
Awesome. Anyway, so back to girl chat. Maya expresses that she also starts crying. Everyone's crying basically, but Maya knows how Amanda's feeling because Maya was in that situation, right? Like she was in this 5-year engagement, God knows how long relationship. And she started to sacrifice her own feelings for this relationship, which is what she kind of sees Amanda doing. So now,
if I'm honest, I feel like this is where they really lost Amanda.
Like, where she's like, you're sacrificing your feelings.
Well, because if Maya's saying it, I feel like it comes off as like, we all think you should call off the wedding.
Yeah, that's
like
true,
when Paige
Maya's
like,
only been here.
Yeah,
we want you to be
when
happy.
Paige is like, we just see you so unhappy, and that is what worries us. Not like your relationship. It's like that you're unhappy. So I was like, oh, I feel like Amanda and Kyle are such the type to dig in and be like, no, we are going through this wedding. We are not calling it off.
I mean, Kyle kind of does that because now he strolls on out. He's, hey, ladies. Or wait, hang on. Okay, yeah. So he strolls on up and he goes, sup, ladies. And they're all like, hello.
Hey.
And he goes, what are we talking about? And Amanda just lets him know, the way you talk and vent about me is what we're talking about because you're kind of mean. And he says, you know what? They have a lot on their plate. It's hard for them to find time for themselves. He is stretched to the max. And Amanda says, but he does take it out on her. Like we all see it. His stress is then Amanda's like
but all that gets pointed at me. So all those excuses and real life things you're going through, that's fine. It's about your actions because of those things.
Because of it towards me. Yeah. So Paige says, on your wedding day, you're going to get this piece of paper. They're your marriage certificate, and it won't make you less stressed.
No.
So, now like, what? So
the problems will still be there. So like, we're going to identify them now, in our opinion.
Yeah. And Sarah just says it's hard as a friend to hear the things that Kyle says about my friend, about Amanda. Like, I don't want to hear those things, which, okay, I get work makes you stressed. And I saw this firsthand because during the pandemic, my dad got so stressed with work. He got a new job. He hates, or a new boss. He hates him, this whole thing. And he would kind of be miserable. Right.
Yeah.
He was kind of miserable.
Yeah. It affects the rest of your life.
He always was like, at the dinner table, he'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of miserable. I don't like, he always let us know, like, it's
where
not
he was at.
And he never took it out on us. He was just angry within himself, which is fine. We never felt the abuse. We never felt the anger or stress. We were more stressed.
Well, you never felt it directed at you. Like, you felt that he was stressed and that he was
which is
angry.
Fine.
Yes.
But he never was like, fuck you, Mrs. Sinase, or whatever. He was never like, fuck you, Judy. Like, he was always very like respectful of the relationship.
That's what I don't like, is like, I feel like Kyle's trying to make an excuse of like why he acts the way he acts, which it's an explanation, but it's not an excuse.
It shouldn't be an excuse.
But also, like, if for weeks in a row this is happening and it's such a pattern, and you're talking about it in therapy, I don't see any want to change. Excuse me.
No, you're just, like, you didn't say like, I shouldn't have said that, right? You don't even have to say I'm sorry. Just be like,
right afterwards, he says, like,
of the moment,
I'm brutally honest sometimes. You're telling me that was your honest truth, is that the only thing you have in common with Amanda is work? Like, what? You're still okay, like doubling down on this, being just like, I'm just honest. And Amanda's like, you're not honest. Okay. You're an asshole.
So all the boys are watching this shit happen because this is better than TV. And so we head back to the end of girl chat. Everyone is crying. Sarah lets them know that they love them, and it's easier to postpone instead of undo, which I was like, ooh, they're not going to love that.
I know.
I'm not going to love that.
I'm like, I want to focus on, I wish they would focus on like the actual issue. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Amanda
like, being like, Kyle, you need to stop
bag.
talking to Amanda this way. Not like, we need to postpone the wedding, because that they lose them. Because that's the only thing that unites them, is like, we are getting married.
We're getting married.
You are uniting.
You're not getting married to us. Yeah. Yep. You're not there. I'm there. Kyle says he doesn't want to postpone or undo. This is where he's brutally honest, but that's the relationship. And Amanda says, nope, sometimes you're an asshole. So then all the girls are like, this is clearly over. Let's go eat a bagel. And then Amanda gets up too, and she goes, let's go eat a bagel. But then Kyle is like, no, wait, can we talk? And Amanda's like, I'm fucking hungry, but okay. So she just says, it's not cool that you do this.
Yeah.
They then, Kyle says he's just venting. It's not like Amanda doesn't say mean things about him. He just can't apologize.
Level, though.
He just can't apologize to her.
There is venting. I really, truly,
I get
believe in space for venting, because the thing is, I agree. And like, I think a lot of people like to say like, gossiping is like venting, and they are different, where it's like, I just need to let this out because I'm pissed, and you let it out and let it go. But Kyle, like, it's a continued thing all the time. Even if he lets it go for that moment, the same thing comes back up.
He keeps venting. He keeps venting.
And a lot of times he vents straight to Amanda and says really mean things to her.
And I really don't think he's that pissed at Amanda. I think everything piles on, and he's like, here's a living, breathing thing that is going to love me no matter what. I'm going to hit her with all my anger.
And like, I think he looks at Amanda as not fun. And so he like has fun with all of his friends. So anytime Amanda wants him to do anything, he's like, not fun.
Fuck you, not fun.
Yeah, you're another problem in my world.
Yeah. So the girls, on the other hand, distraught after this conversation. They're all like, emotionally drained in the kitchen trying to eat these bagels.
Let's be honest, the guys like know what's going on, but they don't know like the details. So they're all like, and I don't think they want to. And they're like, you good?
Are you fine?
You need a hug?
So yeah.
Why are you crying?
Amanda, are you fine? No,
don't actually tell me. I don't want to know.
Don't tell me. I'm not involved. So Amanda's basically like, we're getting married, but we got to improve this and kill the cycle. And then Kyle starts crying because he just loves Amanda so much and he wants to live happily ever after. And he's working for them. And Amanda's like, yeah, but everyone wants us to be happy. So let's adjust.
Yes. I don't like how he's like, I'm working for us. In my mind, that means like, I'm doing Loverboy. I'm doing all the stress, all that for us, as if she's not working on the brand too. But also like, he's prioritizing the business over their relationship. Yeah. So of course there's going to be problems. And I understand that that's his dream, but if it's not working, maybe you should like slow down just a tad. Well, or bring in more like people.
He's going to do whatever it takes. And Amanda needs a fucking bagel. So is this conversation over?
Well, whatever it takes, maybe losing your relationship.
They head inside. Kyle makes a point to say he's not hungry. Everyone feels the tension. So Carl says, Kyle's birthday is on Wednesday. We're going to a water park. I thought he said a water park. I think the restaurant is named Water Park.
I think so upset. Too. It kind of looked like beachy or like boat.
I was disappointed when we were not at an actual water park.
Well, I was annoyed because I'm like, we just had Amanda's birthday and again, nothing happened. And here we are. And Carl is planning Kyle's. Of course, Kyle's is going to be a huge deal.
Of course. So yeah, it's on Wednesday. Everyone get together for this. And Andrea loves Paige's headband. So now it's Sunday, 3:41. Paige hasn't heard from Craig, but also she did not text him back. So she then decides to bring down her own suitcase, and Andrea is very upset about this.
This I feel like showed me a lot. I think Paige is starting to distance herself from Andrea.
Yeah, he goes in to like kiss her and like give her a hug, and she like kind of,
it's like, you're smothering me.
She skirts it, and then she rolls her eyes at the camera, and I was like, oh no.
And Andrea feels it. He feels that she's kind of distracted.
I know, which breaks my heart because he just wants to prove that he has feelings for Paige and that he's the one.
He's like, I want to be 100% devoted to her, but I also want her to be devoted to me. And I think he starts to see a difference this weekend.
I know.
Kyle not this weekend, in the last 24 hours with the Craig thing.
Kyle and Amanda have a moment in the room. They're hidden from the camera, and basically they're crying and kissing, and they just want everyone to be happy and excited for them.
This was fucking weird. I hate this.
So now we're Sunday, 4:11. Let's get the fuck out of here. Danielle's mom won't answer her fucking phone. Thanks, Mom. That's how I am with my mom. It's like I ignore her 7 times, and then when I call her back, she doesn't answer. I'm like,
it's like, what else are you doing with your life? You're just supposed to be there for me.
Exactly. Also, how come when Paige wears a full sweatsuit, she looks hot, but if I wore this exact outfit, I would look homeless.
I did just buy a matching set, and I'm worried I'm gonna look.
Where'd you buy? I want it. Send me the link. I'm gonna get it.
I got 2 different colors too, just in case. So we're gonna
Send me the link.
We're really trying here.
No. I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
Why? I can't have it. So it's Monday. We're in New York. Andrea's doing a modeling photo shoot. He looks hot.
I love seeing him modeling because I think modeling is so dumb until he does it, and I'm like, I love it.
Well, you think it's dumb, and then you watch America's Next Top Model, and you're like,
or you try and take a photo on a family vacation where you look great, and somehow you have to pose
in the camera, and then you're like, modeling is very hard. Carl goes out for his date. He gets a table for 2. Mackenzie's here. She made it in one piece. He was worried. This is dumb.
We got a little background on this, but not enough to like warrant a whole segment, in my opinion. I hate this.
Basically, like they went on the first time they hung out, they didn't touch each other, but then now in LA, they're touchy-feely at 2 PDA because Carl's love language is physical touch, which is great for Lindsay, by the way. But yeah, so they both get mocktails. This is, Carl's sober relationship he's pursuing. Great. So then he kisses her at the dinner table, and I literally wrote, I hate it. Let's stop.
The only thing I do have to say is him saying that dating without drugs or alcohol feels like middle school. I have never done it. but I feel like that is so accurate. Like how awkward this must be to like get the ball rolling is so much harder.
I needed a drink to watch this. I felt like.
And they know each other. They've known each other for a while.
I hate it. So now it's Tuesday. Also, so now that I live in New York, I always Google where they are. Like, I'm like, oh, what was this restaurant? Water park. Had to look it up. I'm a crazy person. I will stalk them. Danielle, I know you live in Brooklyn. I'm coming for your ass. Lindsay is at Extended Fertility and she is joined by Danielle. Lindsay's been thinking about freezing her eggs for a while. She doesn't want to be up against her own timeline, right? The timeline she wrote is out the door. So she's going to make her
settle anymore and like create these timelines, which I love this. This is the Lindsay I wanted. I always felt like she was just settling for no reason. And because of this made up timeline that society says, and I hate it.
It was great. So she's 35. That's when your eggs are geriatric. Okay, which, everyone.
It's so depressing to hear.
I know. Because 35, I still don't know if I want kids. Probably never.
How do people know this stuff? It's kind of like how you go to college and it's like, how do you know what you're going to do for the rest of your life?
Still don't know. I've started my life. I still don't know. So Lindsay needs to know what she's working with so she can find someone on her own time who's meant for her and she could still have a baby, which I think she really just wants a baby. Like that's a big thing for her. So
yeah, but I don't think she would have one on her own.
I don't think so either, but she doesn't want to chance it. So Danielle's very happy for her. Danielle's like us, hype her up. This is great. So yeah, we meet with the doctor. It's doable, but not easy. Danielle is fucking stressed, but we're going to get through it. Then we learn that Lindsay's AMH levels are great and her eggs are actually 28.
Yeah, she has the AMH levels of a 28-year-old. I was like,
young.
Linz, no need to stress the last 5 years.
Yeah, it was great. And then we got a sonogram and Lindsay's ovaries look like a pizza or a chocolate chip cookie, up to you. And then we got to go drinking. So that was fun.
Young in the ovaries, Botox in the face. That's how we like it.
That was hilarious. So now it's Wednesday. Kyle is on the street calling his dad. They're literally the same person, by the way.
He calls his mom's phone and his dad answers. And I was like, I love it. I feel like that's such a dad thing.
This is marriage.
This is a real marriage.
He's like, I got to answer it. So yeah, Kyle finally talks to his mom. He needs motherly advice about his relationship. And even she is like, that a little late, huh, buddy? But
yeah.
No. Kyle just tells his mom that his friends are questioning the relationship. But she lets him know
they are not questioning the relationship.
We're questioning you yelling at her all the time.
Yeah, we're questioning how you treat her and saying like maybe you should focus on your relationship rather than planning a wedding for the third time.
Worst. But it's a high pressure situation. They have a lot going for each other. They love each other. That's the key. It's never easy. Kyle's like, Mom, where were you those 6 to 7 weeks before your wedding? And she goes, you don't want to know. And he goes, no, tell me. And she goes, topless in Greece.
Love it.
I didn't see that one coming. I thought she was going to say hooking up with someone else.
I neither. I thought she was going to say like, we were having problems too. We were questioning our relationship. Like, you don't want to hear that your parents did that too, but like we were.
Nope, she was fucking topless in Greece.
I'm like, I love it. But also, this is probably why Kyle, like, it's like nature versus nurture. I feel like Kyle was nurtured into like this crazy lifestyle, which is so fun. Like his parents are great.
Yeah.
But I feel like he never got the settle down vibe.
Yeah.
Instilled in him. Like his parents are settled down and they did it, but like he can't.
Yeah. So now it's Kyle's birthday party. Paige and Andrea are here. Carl is in a very Andrea outfit. Lindsay's back. We're all happy to see her. This is where I realized it wasn't a real water park because no one was in swimsuits. Also, where is their water park in New York City? Someone let me know. Paige, they're sitting there and Paige says she doesn't even remember making out with Andrea, which
is such a lie.
Hurts him so much.
She fucking texted Craig about it and has all these receipts. Even if she didn't actually remember it, she has like text messages about telling Craig.
And then he like gets really upset and he's all red and then she kind of feels bad. But like,
Yeah, she's like, hey, I forgot about you, but you're unforgettable.
And she's like, I'm just kidding. And he's like, no, I'm upset.
This is when I realized the light switch had flipped. We are all in on Craig at this point.
Yeah, we know. We're all disappointed.
Womp, womp.
Alex and Danielle are here. For some reason, Lindsay missed Alex, which I found weird, but all right. Because I remember know
at the 4th of July party, they were like drinking a lot. I think she kissed him on the lips. Like, I feel like they kind of bonded early on. Maybe. Like, she's so loud and outgoing. I feel like he was like, great, I can be quiet next to you.
The weird. Okay, this is when I said, call the police. Everett is here.
I love it.
Oh, I didn't know.
This is amazing.
Because they kept saying he's in town. So I'm like, where doesn't he live in like South Carolina? Or did I think so? Is that Southern Charm? He doesn't live in New York, but he's in town. But I don't know where he lives. But I was so nervous. I like felt my body tense.
Wait, I knew this was going to be positive because without even the engagement ring being brought up yet, back when Everett did propose, Lindsay reposted it.
Yeah,
and like put it on her story. So I knew I know
they're friends.
Yeah.
I knew it, but also I just thought, and I was like, oh, awkward. I hate it.
My thought was like, wow, I think last season is the only season we've had not having an Everett cameo. And that's probably only because of like they were in quarantine.
Yeah, Everett usually comes to one party.
He always comes to Kyle's birthday.
Yeah, you're right.
Kyle's birthday, here it is.
So Lindsay walks on over and says, hi, Everito.
I loved it.
But 5 summers ago, they were in love. They show his flashbacks. It was gold. It was TV fucking gold.
I know. It was like, Lindsay's like, at one point I really thought Everett and I would get married. And then it's season 1, which we just did.
I'm going to go sleep with a guy in a bed. At a house.
And like the twins and Steven talking about how Lindsay said she was gonna marry Everett. And I'm like, oh my God, 5 years ago.
High key, if someone was like, you watch 5 minutes of Amanda and Kyle arguing or 20 minutes of Lindsay and Everett, I would totally take the 20 minutes of Lindsay and Everett because Lindsay activated my favorite.
Because she fought with him. Like they were both in
they were in sync. That was their the only thing they had in common.
It was entertaining.
Arguing.
But instead it's like Kyle and Amanda is just Kyle insulting Amanda in like kind of horrific ways. And you're just like, oof.
Ooh. So speak of the devil, Kyle and Amanda are here. His shirt is tragic. I don't know what Kyle is wearing, but it is tragic. None of the girls say hi to Kyle, or at least it's not shown.
Yeah.
But this is when Everett has to show Lindsay something. He's got something.
Well, I kind of appreciate this. Like, hey, I need to tell you.
I know. I need to tell Lindsay.
If it hadn't been brought up on camera, I don't think he would have reacted that way. But I liked Kyle brought it up and he was like, I need to tell Lindsay here.
I need to tell Lindsay.
And I think that was a respectful thing to be like, hey, I want to tell her on camera. So it's like, we're cool. Like this is friendly.
I think it was Watch What Happens Live. Lindsay said that Everett had told her before, like months ago, that he was going to propose to Courtney at some point.
Yeah.
So she knew it was coming.
Yes.
So then he's like,
which he had just gotten the ring, which is what they were talking about.
That was it. So he's like, Lindsay, I bought some hardware today. And she goes, a Rolex? And he's like, no. And she goes, an engagement ring? Like she knew.
Yeah.
And so Paige loves the ring. Paige is like, that is fucking.
This is right up Paige's alley. She's like, I barely know you, Everett, but show me the ring.
Yeah. So Lindsay is not even sad because she's got 28-year-old eggs. Okay. Courtney's got those 35-year-old eggs.
High. If she was told she was not gonna have a baby, she would be sobbing right now.
Though. Oh, she would have killed Everett and stolen the ring. But no, she's great. Amanda is looking for that. Oh, Amanda's looking for the guy she's dating. For a second, I was like, how did I write this?
After a while, I bet it's just like,
where's my boyfriend?
You're my person.
You're my thing. Paige, Sierra, and Maya have a little conversation. We want to know if anyone's talked to Amanda. Is Amanda mad? But no, Paige talked to her Monday and Sierra talked to her Tuesday. And she isn't mad because they were coming from a loving place. And Paige, someone's like, is Kyle mad? And Paige is like, oh, I didn't even fucking care, honestly.
Which again, I like, it did turn into you shouldn't get married talk, but like, I think Paige and Sierra were really like, I'm very concerned about you. I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
That's all we care about. No matter what the hell happens, we like want you to be happy. So how do we get you there?
Yeah. Danielle is just concerned because if Robert took time off work to come to this wedding and then ended in divorce, we're not going to be happy about that. I'm just kidding. So
no, Danielle's like, I'm not going to buy you a present if I don't have to. So tell me if this wedding happening.
I got to know. I'm not in the wedding. You got to let me know. We find out Craig is coming on Sunday night because last Sunday night, Craig said he needs to treat Paige better. And Paige thinks that Craig is reaching out. And this is a step of he wants to like see her and be with her. And they only fight because they miss each other. But that's long distance, baby. What are you going to do?
I do really believe that like they are really into each other and it is coming out in a negative way because they don't want to say it out loud. They want the other person to say it first. I
think so too. But they better date exclusively and poor Andrea's fucking done for.
Yeah, don't make it messy anymore. Like let Andrea go and be exclusive. Let's end this.
So then Kyle is talking to one of his friends about how great him and Amanda are, and then zooms in on his face and he's still got that sty. So I don't know, but they had a great therapy session. He's fine. Everything was solved. He's pissed at those younger girls that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I've been stewing for 3 to 4 days on why they suck. And
I went to therapy and I'm perfect. Okay. Therapy perfected me.
I heard I'm perfect. Amanda and I are great. You're the problem is kind of how he views it.
Yeah, so Kyle decides to do his birthday speech and he says, thank you for coming. His best friends are here. He pulls up Amanda with him. You know, this is great, but a lot of y'all seem to have opinions and judgments about this relationship and everyone feels the awkwardness and Amanda
literally
is
the
so
camera
confused.
Like pans to Sierra and Paige and they're both looking at each other like, fuck.
But they're not like too bad at shit. Like they hide it a little bit, but you see them exchange a look.
Yes, it's like
the eyes. The girls can do the eyes. We can.
It's like, why don't you just at me? Like, just call me out by name.
Yeah,
like Lindsay, we don't need to be subtle about this.
Lindsay has no idea what happened. She's so confused. Danielle is like, oh God, don't look at me. Where's Robert? I gotta go. Amanda tries shutting him up, but Kyle keeps going on about needing loyal support. And Amanda's over it, so she fucking leaves because
she's like, this is not a birthday speech. I'm not gonna stand up here for you to roast our friends because they're concerned about me.
So now at therapy, Kyle gets to tell his therapist how what he did made it worse.
It's like, if you really want people to stop talking about you, why don't you fix the behavior they're talking about?
Stop doing this. Yeah,
like you're actually feeding into exactly what they were saying.
Yeah. That look that Sierra and Paige had was like, we were right. He's an ass.
Now he's doing it to us. Shocker.
It's in public. Everett's gonna kick his ass now. It's great. So that's the end. But next time there's another party and Austin is here and then Craig is here and I'm unexcited for both.
Okay, but I'm excited for Austin only because I want to know what the fuck is going on, because we get Sierra being like, you can sleep in anybody's bed but not hers, and then he makes out with Lindsay. So I'm like,
so excited.
What is going on?
I just need the drama. So Paige asked Paige asked Craig what they are, which I'm interested to see. Carl brings Mackenzie and gives her the keys to his apartment.
Wait, for me it sounded like Mackenzie was back in the city, not in the Hamptons house, and she was at his apartment.
I thought she was coming to the house. I don't know. It's Lindsay's birthday. Austin's staying in Lindsay's room, or at least that's what Lindsay thought, and Sierra's not going to let that happen. And then Lindsay and Austin, they make out. So can't wait.
What is going on? What?
So excited.
I'm nervous.
Okay, let's do fun, not fun, baby.
Can we do not fun first and then on a good note again?
Who's your not fun? Should I guess?
It's gonna be Kyle. I fucking hate it.
I'm with you. I hate it.
I just don't even want to talk about it. I'm so
annoyed. Okay, cool. Let's go to fun. Who had fun this episode? Who was fun?
It's hard because it ended so terribly that I'm like, this wasn't fun.
Yeah, I'm like, who actually was?
And I'm mad like Lindsay wasn't in the beginning because like she had a fun moment, but like not enough
moment. I literally
give it
thought
to
to
her
just go,
for me.
should I pick Lindsay?
I can't.
Ugh, I like don't even know. Luke didn't even make a fire.
I know. Well, he did, but we didn't get to see him
We
make
didn't
a
get
fire.
to see it.
You know what? I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna. This is difficult, but I'm gonna give it to Danielle. I feel like her.
Okay.
Because it's really not fun to have to tell people how effed up their relationship is, especially 6 weeks out from their wedding. But like, I really commend Danielle for how she went about it. And especially being like, we're not talking about this at this party tonight. Like, this is going to be messy. Yeah. Let's talk to her. We're going to sit down. And like, she checked in with Paige and Sierra each way to be like, let's have like a united front. So it's not on anybody particularly. And I think she really handled it well. Plus, like, Robert's in the house and she's getting to spend more time with him because he quit his job.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Carl because he got a hot makeout and then he got an awkward date and he's sober. And that's it. I like
no sober dating Carl. You know what? At least he waits all the awkward stuff with Mackenzie, it seems like, and not our girl Lindsay.
So we do have thoughts from Dustin. He watched the episode and he is over Sierra because she has no interest in Alex. She just wants to be wanted by someone. And since Carl isn't really giving with her, she's looking at Alex to fill the gaps. And Alex needs to get hip and move on. We're over him.
I think it's because she wants to fill the gaps. I mean, slightly, but not like maliciously in a bad way. I think it's like, that kiss was great. I'm a little intrigued. What else can, like, bring some more.
Also, he says, who the fuck gets mad over Austin? That guy is a human turd.
I do agree with that. Like, come on. Let's move on from him. Sierra. I think if Sierra had a fun fling, whether it was with Carl or Alex or even a random guy not in the house, she'd be in a better off spot with this Austin thing.
Yeah. Also, poor Andrea. We like that Paige picked Craig, but she's got to tell Andrea so he can move on. Also, Craig's an asshat. I agree. Calling her just to guilt trip her to hang up. Fucking loser.
Agreed, Dustin. Agreed.
Kyle is the GOAT always. Where is Luke in this episode? I know. I know.
I'm pissed. We waited so long for him to show up, and then we don't even get at least even our fire segments.
Give me the fire or the maple tree. I swear to God.
Give me an igloo, a maple tree, a fire, or even him playing guitar. I want something.
Literally anything. So glad the girls talked to Amanda, but Kyle is in no way the sole source of their issues. Amanda is being a complete jerk off to him during the whole weekend. I can only imagine how hard it must be to want to make someone happy if they seem like they hate your fucking guts. And that's the total vibe she's giving off towards him. Like calling him an asshole in front of all the girls to his face. That was a super fucked up thing to do. It wasn't right. And if Kyle said anything, he would have come off like a villain. Also, his speech at his party was absolute cringe. I couldn't watch it. I had to avert my eyes. Obviously, their relationship has issues and Kyle does have shit to atone for, or just want to say that it lies on both of them to make sure.
I do agree with that. That's why I said it's a cycle. I think
the horrible cycle.
Kyle's behavior flows into Amanda's bitchiness, which flows into their work stress, which flows into Kyle's behavior. And it is literally just a circle. So I need them both to pick it up. But I feel like Kyle's is easier to tweak outside of the flow,
Agreed.
Like to be like, I'm not going to drink as much because they talked about that specifically.
Yeah. So he also says the scene with Danielle and Lindsay at the fertility doctor was super cute and very wholesome.
I love it. I think it's so empowering, like to have your best friend in that moment. It's such a real moment.
And we love how it was kind of a low energy Sunday and weekday shenanigans, looking for the shit show with Austin showing up next week.
Agreed. So, which you posted that tweet and it was like, I love the Real Housewives in New York City, but I could do a younger version with them. And I was like, I'm loving this. I want their weekday stuff. Yeah.
So really quick, I have polls. So I asked if Paige and Craig were going to get married. Most people said no. I said yes because I'm preparing myself for this marriage.
I think yes. But they're like cringy, like the way he calls her baby and they're not even dating already makes me want to throw up.
It's weird.
And they do it on Instagram, like in today's world too.
Yeah. I asked if the girls did the right thing. 100% of people said yes.
Oh wait, gotta be honest with your friends.
I said, who's the real problem, Amanda or Kyle? And Amanda actually won. Ooh. Which I think I did get some DMs that said both of them.
Okay, I did it both because I agree. You should do the like where you can pick three, like there's three answers on like that.
That's a good
idea. Because a lot
of
times I feel like it is a both answer.
You're right. You're right. Those were all the important ones where opinions happen, but I did watch What Happens Live really quick. Lindsay looked fucking amazing. It was Lindsay and Carl.
I want that. And like, I want a framed photo of it. She looked that good. I looked up the company of the dress, but I have nothing to wear a dress to. So
nothing. Also they had Kinky's Bakery, which is this really dirty bakery. So I'm going to show Meredith what I bought because I went. This is a nipple cupcake.
Oh my God, it looks so realistic.
I know. It's like really all their stuff is dirty.
You told me before we started recording, but this person was the bartender, right?
Yeah, they were the bartenders. This is a clitoris cupcake. I'm like not even kidding. Okay, and then we have two cookies. One is a girl masturbating.
Oh,
you see it? Masturbating. Meredith thinks
I can't imagine. I can't imagine
this
being the baker. Butt. That's cute.
That's a cute butt.
It's like an emoji.
That one. Yeah, it's very cute. Anyway, this is their television debut as a couple, and they kiss.
Okay, so, not the bakery, Lindsay.
No, sorry. Lindsay and Carl on Watch What Happens Live. Yeah, so they kissed. It was great. The bakery people did not kiss. They were looking at their clitoris cupcakes that I think were on TV. So, number one question for them is whose apartment do they hang in the most, and will they move in together? Because they live in the same building.
Yeah.
They sleep at Carl's more because his bed is bigger, but they've talked about moving into with each other, but leases and timing hasn't worked out. So they just don't yet, which no, keep it separate and then just go.
I know. I think either we DM'd or talked about this at a different point.
We did. Like, this is our dream.
Why? Yeah. Like, why do you have your own space? It's the convenience is still there as if you live together, but you have your own space.
Yeah. So this is where Lindsay says she knew Everett was gonna propose beforehand. Yeah. And actually they're good couple friends. Everett and his girlfriend.
That's weird.
Fiance.
It's kind of like Carl how Danielle's their best friend too and used to date Carl.
She dated Carl.
I'm like, you guys are just a giant web.
Okay, Carl played this game called Do You Regret It? And I'm just gonna name a few. Do you regret breaking up with Lindsay for the first time they dated? And he says, yes, but it brought them to where they should be. So it's okay.
See, I wouldn't be shocked if he would have said no because
they were in different places.
Yes, like they need to not date then so they could be where they are now.
Do you regret attempting to punch Luke last summer? Yes. Sad.
I already forgot about that.
Does he regret asking out the Barry's boot camp instructor right in front of Lindsay?
Yes.
Does he regret the finger banging gossip? And he says, yeah, he should never told fucking Kyle, but he doesn't regret the finger banging of Lindsay. Oh my God,
just the talking about it. I would be pissed.
Also, he doesn't regret making out with Kyle last season, and there was tongue.
I don't remember that.
It was like at a party, they did a quick like lover boy kiss, but I guess it was tongue.
I feel like they need a picture of that in their offices, like Tom has a picture.
That's genius. Okay, so then we did toast and roast them. So basically you get a person and then you have to give them a compliment and roast them. They weren't very mean with the roast, so I kind of hated it. But I'm gonna pick the ones I do like. Carl said that Maya is incredible in warming, or she's easy to warm up to everyone, or like everyone warms up to her really easily. That's what I'm trying to say. But her roast is that she's got to put herself out more with the men. She's got to get the men.
I want the Maya dating segments. I'm interested. I love her so much. Yeah. She better come back next season.
There wasn't a lot there. I wish they were a little meaner. Oh, has Craig apologized to Lindsay for calling her a loser? And Craig has not apologized, but she's fucking unbothered by Craig.
Craig's also, a little weenie. He's never gonna apologize.
she goes, he's not a loser, but he is he's narcissistic and arrogant. And I was like, nice.
Ain't
Good
wrong.
for you.
He definitely has
but
those
that's
characteristics.
everyone.
I don't think he's a narcissist, but I think he has narcissistic tendencies.
When everyone on
people
Bravo
are
is
questioning. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Also, I guess Paige and Craig are super happy. Lindsay hasn't drank in 3 months. And then it was asked, is Lindsay ready to get pregnant? Because technically, I think it's this summer she would get pregnant. That was her list. Someone said, like, it's this summer.
What if it happened by accident?
She said that she doesn't have a timeline anymore, but she got the man, so the rest will come. And then they held hands and did a quick kiss.
I don't think Carl's ready for that. But if she got pregnant at the end of last summer, at least it would give him 9 months to get it in order.
I think sober Carl is ready for it. I think he could do it.
I think he'd be
he'd be excited.
But I don't think he's like, yes, let's get pregnant.
They're not trying for sure. So they did compatibility questions. So it was like the newlywed game really quick. So Lindsay's favorite sandwich, they both got it. It's Italian. The craziest place they've had sex together. One set of shower and one set of hotel room, but it was actually the shower in the hotel room, which like isn't that crazy, but if you're having sober sex, I guess it is.
And they haven't not been dating that long.
That's true.
And they're in the public
eye.
Said so that. It's not like you can get away with so much.
Yeah. Carl's most annoying habit. Lindsay says it's working and Carl says it's people pleasing. So they got that one wrong. So now they're asked Carl's freak number, which he asked the last time Lindsay was on Watch What Happens Live with Danielle. And Lindsay said she's not going to say anything. Like that's for her to know and no one else to find out. So then it's like, now we got to write down a freak number, and Carl writes a number down. And Lindsay's like, I said last time I wasn't going to say this. And Carl's like, he's like, wait, what's a freak number? Like he didn't get it. It was very funny and wholesome. But Lindsay wrote like, not going to say, haha. And then Carl wrote an 8. So I bet it's a 9. And Lindsay's most annoying habit is that she's not annoying, which Lindsay knew was bullshit. She's like, she literally was like, my most annoying habit, but I'm not annoying. And then she like looked at the camera and then they both wrote that down.
I love it. I mean, after she was just like totally embarrassed by Austin when he was on.
This was good.
Let's let her off easy. Yeah.
She was hot. She looked great. Yeah. So great. That's
very fun.
Huzzah, the episode.
Man, I can't wait for next episode. Southern Charm Boys arrive.
Okay, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, join our Patreon. We're back, so I will be asking for your thoughts. The Instagram's back. Follow us. It's gonna be great.
Everything will be to schedule from now on. Thanks for joining us. Bye.